Hey everybody, it's John Hope Bryant, Sir James Buchanan, my right-hand man, founder, chairman, and chief executive officer of Operation Hope, America's first and largest financial services network for the poor, the underserved, the struggling class, the teetering class, folks with too much month at the end of their money. I'm an entrepreneur, a businessman, and today a bit of thought leadership about our communities and our priorities. I've written a book called How the Poor Can Save Capitalism. I've now written another book called The Memo that's coming out this September. We didn't get the memo, ladies and gentlemen. I've said this before. Hey, Sergio. Sergio keeps wanting me to run for president. I got a better plan, which is revitalizing our neighborhood. Hey, Derek. Hey, Inger. Greg from Charlotte. So, Ricky, hey, let me jump into this because you may be on your lunch break, and I want to make sure I get to this before I get pulled off into something else. And then I'll respond to the comments. Hey, Loretta, I'll respond to the comments. Hey, Tiffany, right after I make this point. Look, we're fighting the wrong battle with the wrong tools in the wrong way at the wrong time for the wrong things. We're winning the wrong battles. We're rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. The ship is sinking and we're picking drapes. And I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Let me tell you something. Is police brutality in the black community an issue? You bet. Is civil rights an issue? You bet. Is racism an issue? You bet. Is discrimination an issue? You bet. Is job employment discrimination an issue? Yes, you bet. Is taking down a Confederate flag somewhere an issue? You bet. All these things and more is what's going on in Washington with these crazy folks in Washington, D.C. an issue? Yes, you bet. But we are being distracted. We are being, to quote Malcolm X, bamboozled. We've been fixed, fooled. We've been tricked. We are really skating on thin ice because 50 years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, we could afford to be distracted by the wrong thing. Now all the cards are on the table. All the bets for our future are being made. And we didn't get the memo. I just left. I put some photos up on my page. Go back and watch it. Go look at those photos. I'm going to put some more up. I just did a recording at a recording studio in what used to be The Hood. I'm sorry, The Hood. D-A-H-O-O-D. The Hood in Atlanta. It was straight up gang territory 5 years ago. And when we're driving in, I'm like, Sir James, whoa, we're in the wrong area. Like this can't be a studio over here. So James like, I don't think you understand what's going on. And we walked in, we drove up and you have a shack. I've been telling you to buy these shacks. We need to pull over. Buy these shacks and buy them and rehab them and rebuild them and buy them and rehab them and rent them. And folks are, I don't know whether they think I'm playing or you got all day, all night, you got 2 years to think this through. I don't know what you were thinking. Oh yeah, that's just one of our strategies. I don't know what you were thinking about what I was saying. But you need to reset your memo because the time is up. We drove through The Hood where there would be straight up gang activity. What, Sir James, 5 years ago?
Oh yeah, man.
Folks selling drugs on the corner 3 years ago?
That's right.
I want you to look at some of these pictures. They have taken these shacks and they have turned them into mini mansions. I don't mean nice homes. No, I mean 2-story, beautiful, award-winning, quality building in inner city Atlanta. Now, before somebody says that's gentrification and that's racism and all this kind of stuff, in this case, it's capitalism. Because no white man on a horse saying they're from the Klan ran us out of these neighborhoods. Nobody came in the death of night and said, get out of your home. Nobody came and said, I'm going to intimidate you. I'm going to force you to sign this contract. I want you to leave. No one did that. We gave it away. These folks are buying properties on tax default sales. We want to be cool. We want to be chill. We want to, what was that quote you said to me yesterday, Sir James? We were in Columbus, Georgia, and we talking about this lady who was on Hip Hop Atlanta, who's making all this money, who ain't paid a car note since 2014, and she lost the car Folks want to say it's racism. Racism. No, it ain't racism. That's theft. You stole the car. But we said, wait a minute. These folks basically, what'd you say, don't care?
Yeah, I don't care. You know I should be doing right, but I'm going to do what I want to do.
Boom! I know I should be doing right, but I'm going to do what I want to do.
And worry about the consequences later.
And worry about the consequences later, or not worry about them at all.
That's right.
So I saw a brother sitting in our neighborhood, smoking some blunt, chilling, while folks just buying up his whole neighborhood. He's just chilling. I don't know what chilling is. I don't even understand what that means anymore. If chilling means giving away our neighborhood, we need to stop chilling. We need to stop the marijuana, stop the drug, it's putting us to sleep. We need to wake up. I don't care what's going on. To heck with the consequences. I'll pay them later. I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna have fun. Then the payoff. I'm sorry, the debt we have accumulated for living our life and having fun, and dealing with our depression by not dealing with our lives, is that folks are robbing us now in broad daylight. They're robbing us in broad daylight. They're coming, and you can't get mad at them. Do not get mad at folks who come in our neighborhood. Come on now, give them the acknowledgement, and who see the opportunity that's right in front of us, and it's been there for 20 years, and they go buy property. The brother told me, white boy told me, young white dude living in the hood now, living and working in a studio in the hood. He says it's right down the street from downtown. It's right near the university. Property values were cheap. Nice neighbors, talking about us, because we're the kindest people on the planet. And, nice streets, tree lined, you can buy it for nothing. And now they're I took photos of a bicycle shop. I'm sorry, a bicycle camp. Well, they're renting bicycles, cafes, restaurants, recording studios, artists' lofts. I mean, it is unbelievable what's going on in these neighborhoods. And we went around the corner, and Dr. King's home is right there.
That's right. That's right.
This is right around the corner from Dr. King's home in Atlanta, Georgia. And we gave it away. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you of something. In France, they call it inner city Paris. In France, they call an inner city Paris. In the UK, Britain, they call an inner city London. In Turkey, they call an inner city Istanbul. I'm telling you people, we are giving away the most valuable asset we've got. We're whistling past graveyards, working on issues that are important, critical, but not important. We're letting the urgent crowd out the important. You hear me now? We're letting the urgent crowd out the important. We're dealing with surviving and not thriving. If you want to stop the police brutality in your neighborhood, get the credit score up to 700. Nobody's going and whipping ass in a 700 credit score neighborhood, I guarantee you. Nobody's coming to my all-black neighborhood with a gated community and whipping ass. Nobody's doing it. They know they'll get fired. Can I get an amen? You want to stop police brutality and racism and all this stuff? Go buy your neighborhood up. Get the credit score up. Improve all the houses, which then improves the schools, by the way. Take your neighborhood back, become voters, get the GDP up in your neighborhood, create jobs, and all the rest of our problems begin to solve
themselves.
I'm not saying that economics is behind everything, but it's close. Somebody said money won't solve all your problems, but it's a nice place to start.
Yeah.
Let me tell you one way to amplify your problems: be broke. One of my boys, Van Jones, who's here in town today, he said to me, the best way to stop a bullet is a job. Why is somebody a drug dealer? Money. Why is somebody on a stripper pole? Money. Why is somebody a prostitute dealing with your raggedy rear end? Money. Why is somebody stealing? Money. Why financial fraud? Money. Why to go to a job you don't like? Money. Why marry that guy who you don't love? Money. Why marry that sister who's making 6 figures that you don't think is very attractive? I hate to say it. Money. This is about economics, people. and we didn't get the memo on money. My boy Cedric here, I'm gonna help you get that job, Cedric. Don't worry about that, brother. So somebody says they want their land back. Jerome says that. Yeah, by the way, around the King Center, that used to be white inner city, a white bedroom community. It was German, actually, right before Dr. King's family moved there. And then they gave it up, moved out, we moved in. Now they're moving back.
That's right.
You see some white folks riding through. By the way, this is not a racial commentary. I'm just using shorthand so you get the memo. I've already said, don't be angry at my white friends, Asian friends, Latino friends are moving in your neighborhood, and black capitalists if you get it too. Don't be angry at them for finding value that you did not. We should be applauding them for being smart. Nothing drives me crazy than going into a hair weave store with nothing but black clients.
That's right.
And it's a Asian couple that owns it who don't live in the neighborhood. I'm not angry at them. I'm angry at you.
Right.
I'm angry at me. I'm angry at my cousin Boo Boo and Fifi who's going there and buying all that stuff, but not creating the business that sells all that stuff. We don't own the business. We don't own the land underneath the business. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Aren't you? Derek says, I love all races. That's exactly right. This is just common sense, ladies and gentlemen. This is a radical movement of common sense. What do I want you to do? I want you to go buy you some property. You want a hedge fund against poverty? You want to make sure you aren't broke for the rest of your life? Go hustle yourself together, $5,000, $10,000. You don't even need the cash. Go get yourself $3,000. Get with your boys and collect it together. Write it down. Make a contract so there's nothing is misinterpreted. Go, girlfriends, get your girls together. Get you $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 together. Go find you a $10,000 property, $15,000 property. The owner of the property will often sell it to you and take back the paper. Right. If you can't get a loan, they'll take the paper. Means they will finance it themselves. Right. They'll take your down payment of 5 or 10%. And make the payments and pay the property taxes, and that property is yours. And let me tell you something, they aren't growing any more land.
That's right.
They're growing idiots and fools and ignorant people. They're growing bad crops that'll kill you. They're growing a lot of things, but not growing any more land. Land is finite, and once you own it and control it, nobody can take it from you. I buy and hold. I don't sell.
That's right.
I buy and hold. I don't care what I have to give up. I'm buying and I'm holding. So I want you to go find that crappiest. Don't be going out here downtown trying to profile, getting some $3,000 a month apartment that you don't own.
That's right.
Trying to impress somebody that you don't know with something you don't own, with something you have no control over, with something that has no value to anybody but the owner, which is not you. Stop profiling. For God's sake, stop profiling.
That's right.
Let's go in our neighborhoods and let's find a shack. Don't say John Bryan didn't give you no tools now. Go find a shack. I said it. Buy it. Go to Home Depot or Lowe's on the weekend with your friends. Get your cousin Larry and Boo Boo who don't have a job, who have hustle, and give them some clear instructions. Don't give them the money. Go buy the supplies yourself because you love them, but you may not be able to trust them. I got some nice, loving family members. I don't trust them with money. Some of them. All right, but that's all good. Buy the supplies. Watch the job site so that Larry don't sell you plumbing behind the back on the weekend. His cousin Joey. All right, people do strange things for money. Take the stuff from the Home Depot to the job site every weekend. Watch it be installed. Pay the local gang member around the corner a few bucks to watch your property during the week while you're at work, so nobody comes in and steals the plumbing you just installed. Put locks on the doors and the windows. Put a nice little alarm system in. It doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. You can get that for a couple $100 these days. That'll then show up on your iPhone in case somebody comes into your property. And if somebody comes in your property, I don't care if you black and they black, send their rear end to jail. Send a message, nobody messes with my stuff. Or worse, that the drug dealers deal with, the gang members in the neighborhood deal with them. They definitely won't come back. But by the way, if you got the brothers in the neighborhood protecting your house, nobody's going to bother it.
That's right.
Because the only people going to break into it probably are them, okay? And now it's in their enlightened self-interest to protect you. I don't care if you got to use your credit card. Yeah, I said it. I don't care if you got to use your credit card. to go buy the supplies and get a cash advance to buy this property.
That's right.
Buy this property. The payment on a mortgage on these properties is probably $200 a month. The same amount of money you spend on your hairdo.
Come on.
The same amount of money you spend for those Air Jordans. For that raggedy concert that you've been standing in line for 4 hours to get to.
That's right.
You won't stand in the unemployment line for 4 hours. We just talked about this yesterday, to try to get a job or to get some benefits. You won't stand in that. You won't sit around for 4 hours trying to get a job application, but you'll stand up in line for 4 hours to go to a Lil Wayne concert. I am tired of us being tired for no good reason.
That's right.
I want you to go find a way. Credit card. I'm gonna talk about capital in my next video. Find a way to get you a few $1,000s through cash or credit with you or your family, your friends. Write down the contract so it's everybody's clear of what the rules are. People get amnesia after the money exchanges hands. We all know we had a cousin we loaned the money to, and then they say, you say, where's my money? So, why are you hustling? Why are you hassling me? Because I loaned you money, fool. You weren't upset when I loaned you the money.
That's right.
You were happy then, but now you upset when I want my money back. You better give my money back. I'm the wrong one. You know, I might have been born at night. I wasn't born last night.
That's right.
So James, you want your money back?
Oh man, every dime of it. Right now.
So when your relatives ask you for a loan, you want your money back?
Man, I want it back before I loan it to them.
Do you put your contracts with your family and friends in writing?
Ooh, you don't have a choice.
So you produce a contract
every time.
So when we had a little transaction together, did you bring me some paper?
Man, the sign and ready to go.
So James don't play.
No.
And we're like family.
That's right.
But he's like, there could be no misunderstanding.
That's
here, right? In fact, if you love somebody, you want it understood even more.
That's right.
What the rules are.
That's right.
You're not writing it down because you don't trust them, even though you probably shouldn't. You're writing it down because you don't want it ever questioned whether there's a trust problem or an understanding between you.
That's right.
Write contracts down. If you want to have a financial agreement with somebody that doesn't involve something written down, then give it to them.
That's right.
Just give them a gift. Somebody come to my family, ask me for a $500 loan. No, that's not gonna end. That's not gonna end well. I can tell right now you're gonna be cursing me out under your breath. No, let me just give you $50. I can afford to give you the $50.
That's right.
And then it's a gift. I don't expect it back. I'm gonna pay you back. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna tell you how many times that's ended well.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, back to the story. I want you to go rob your credit cards. I'm sorry. Somebody's gonna take that out of context.
Yeah.
I want you to take your credit cards, and I want you to get an advance of the credit card that you can still make a minimum payment on. Don't use it to go to the Bahamas.
That's right.
Don't use it to go shopping at Nordstrom's. Don't use it to go get your tickets to the concert. No, I want you to get you an advance of your credit card for something that's actually going to pay you back, which is to take that money and invest it in that raggedy shack. Create a budget. I need you to create a budget, by the way. And if you're in Detroit, watching this video, my man, the mayor there, is giving away property, like $1,000 for a piece of property.
That's right.
$1,000. Do you know that Detroit's across the street from Canada? You think they're gonna let Detroit fall away? Detroit was the richest city in the world and 60 years ago. You think Detroit's falling away? You think? No, let me help you. Detroit's coming back. It's already coming back.
That's right.
When they're selling $300 t-shirts downtown Detroit, you think those poor people buying those t-shirts? I went to a store, they tried to sell me a $300 t-shirt. That means Detroit is coming back. You think the owner of Quicken is buying up all of Detroit because he's got nothing else to do? Because he's a philanthropist? No, he's buying up Detroit because you can buy it for a song. I'm telling you, go buy yourself some land. Stop profiling and playing around. And then pay your property taxes. And then make sure you have a budget for the rehab.
That's right.
And then set a schedule. It's not going to happen overnight. It may take you 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. And by the way, you need figure out how to rehab a property. Go to Kedrick and K3 Hauling?
Yes.
K3 Hauling. Kedrick Smith, K3 Hauling, one of my guys here in Atlanta who we contract with to do rehab work. As a brother, he's on one of my videos back in April. Somebody's hauling. Somebody messing with you. Do it back in April. He's probably watching the video himself. And watch that video with Kedrick Smith. Go get Kedrick to give you some advice. He'll do it for free, right? Now don't ask Kedrick, to spend hours on the phone with you. Nobody's got that kind of time, right? But just ask him to give you some crib notes on how to create a budget for rehab. He'll do that. He may even send you one of his budgets, or just Google search on the internet rehab budget, home rehab budget, and do a budget. By the way, start with a home budget, by the way, but do a rehab budget. Figure out what it's going to cost you in supplies, and don't build the Taj Mahal. Don't be trying to impress somebody with marble cabinets and counterways. You want some decent, quality, dignity-rich materials, and you want a budget that will allow you to then finish this house and rent it and earn and have more coming in that you've got going out. You got to make sure that after you finish the house, you get a mortgage now on that house. So that you bought it for $15,000. You put $40,000 into it. Now you at, what is it, $65,000? $55,000. All right, $55,000. And then you got a mortgage on it for, I don't know, $58,000. And you want to make sure you can rent that house. Let's say the note on that is $350. You want to make sure you can rent it for $600. Because you need to pay the mortgage, the first thing. Don't go shopping with the money. Don't go buying the Mercedes, because Mercedes, when you broke, is Mercedes payments. Mercedes is Mercedes payments. So James tell me about somebody he knows, bankrupt, and went and bought a BMW.
That's right.
They then repossessed the BMW, filed bankruptcy, wanted to go buy another one while they were still on their rear end. What is wrong with us?
Getting high on your own supply.
Getting high on your own supply. James, Sir James, that was getting high on your own supply of ignorance. Let me tell you, I'm not running for president. I'm not running for governor. I'm not running for mayor. I'm not trying to convert you to the Republican Party or the Democratic Party. I'm not trying to get you to run to Donald Trump, from Donald Trump. I'm not trying to get you to ignore racism. I'm not trying to tell you that the world is perfect. I'm not telling you that you should not support your civil rights organizations. I'm saying the best way to solve your problems, the best way to get idiots out of office, the best way to support your civil rights organizations, the best way to support your communities is to support yourself, because a poor person can't do a thing. Go buy you some real estate, build you some assets, get you some knowledge in your head. You will begin to vote because you'll realize that voting makes sense and you want to protect your own interests. So nobody has to give you a lecture about voting anymore. Now you do it because it's the right thing to do, because it's a smart thing to do. You'll then clean up your neighborhood because you own your neighborhood. You'll demand your schools work because your kids are going to that dang on school, and because middle class schools is what makes the middle class real estate go up. Poor neighborhood schools are affected by the quality poor neighborhood real estate is affected by the quality of that school in that neighborhood. And so you're going to lean into that school to make sure the education is right so that your real estate prices are right and your value goes up. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to let a drug dealer rent from you because you know it's going to rent. You're going to ruin yours. You're not going to let your cousin JoJo rent from you. Ain't going to pay you. By the way, do not rent it to your relative. Rehab that property. Get a budget. Rent it out, pay your investors back, by the way, that $15,000. Don't put that money in your pocket. Get you a proper mortgage. And you can't get a mortgage and say, well, my credit score is 300. Then go to Operation Hope. Get your credit score up while you're rehabbing the... See, I'm giving you all the tools. Don't tell me that John Bryant didn't walk you through that I just gave you a motivational speech, but I gave you no tools. No.